Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Mr. Muhammad Shaban and today's lesson is about comparison of adjectives or how to compare. But first, what is an adjective? We have studied before what is an adjective. I told you that adjective is a word which describes a noun. Like here we have car is a noun, and we can say big car, fast car, expensive car. So big is adjective because it describes the car, and fast is adjective because it describes car. Expensive is adjective. So guys, adjectives is a word which describes a noun, and we have here size adjective and manner adjective and so on. So guys, adjective is a word which describes a noun. So, what is a syllable? What is a syllable? Syllable, guys, is a part of a word. Part of a word. And we have words just of one syllable, or we have words which have just one syllable or one part. We have two syllable words, three syllable words. Let's give you examples. Reading, reading, how many syllables here? Just read, and ing is part, so first syllable is read, and ing is the second syllable. So look here, one syllable adjectives like fast, big, cheap, long, just one word or one part. So I call them one syllable adjectives. So guys, what is the meaning of one syllable adjectives? Adjectives which have just one part, fast, big, cheap, and long. So what about two syllable adjectives? Two syllable adjectives like happy, crazy, dirty. So happy, crazy, dirty words have or having here two syllables. So I call them two syllables adjectives. And what about important and wonderful? Wonderful and important, three syllable adjectives. Why? Because they have three parts: important and wonderful. So we have one syllable adjectives, two syllable adjectives, three syllable adjectives. So guys, we know what is a syllable and we know what is an adjective. So how to form comparison or how to for comparison, guys, we have three forms of comparison. First, we have three forms of comparison in English. First, it's called positive, like here, big is positive adjective. Why? Because it's an ordinary form of adjectives. We don't add anything to the adjective here, so it's called positive. We have comparative, we have comparative. Here, bigger, it's called comparative, and later we will know how to form it. Comparative shows when two persons or objects being compared. So when I compare two objects or two people, what to do? We use comparative, and we have superlative. We use it to compare more than two objects or two people. So we have here big, positive, bigger, it's called comparative, and we have here biggest, it's called superlative. So first, positive form. I told you before that positive form, like big, small, happy, we don't add anything to the adjective. So guys, positive form. These are the simple adjective that simply describe the noun without comparing it to another. So we don't have comparison here. We don't compare it to another. So like big, sweet, clean, any adjective. So she has a big black dog. She has a big black dog. No comparison here, guys. So big is adjective and I call it positive adjective. Why? Because here no comparing here or no comparison here. So number two, he is a sweet boy. He is a sweet boy. So no comparison here. So sweet is adjective and I call it positive form or positive adjective. And number three, the cupboard is clean. The cupboard is clean. So clean is positive form. So guys, the first form of comparison of adjective here is called positive form, and it's very simple. It describes a noun without comparing it to another. So she has a big black dog. So here we have no comparison here or no adjective, no comparing here. So what about comparative? Comparative, guys, look here, we have two boys. He is fat, he is thin, so I will compare between two persons here or two people. So it's called comparative. So comparative used to compare and clarify the difference between two nouns. So here we have two persons or we have two people here. So in other words, comparatives are used when two persons or objects being compared. So guys, comparatives means comparing between two objects or two people. What about superlative? Superlatives, guys, when an adjective compares three or more things. So I have to compare between three objects here, lion, zebra, and we have an elephant. So it is not comparative because comparative between two objects, but superlative between three or more things. So we have here positive without comparing here. Positive, she has a big black dog. He is a sweet boy. The cupboard is clean. He is tall. She is short. So here, adjective, describe noun without comparing it to another. But comparatives, who can tell me what is the meaning of comparatives? Yes, here comparatives used to compare and clarify the difference between two nouns. And here separative between or compares three or more things. So next we will know how to form comparative and separative. Guys, first, one syllable adjectives. One syllable adjectives like tall, all, long. So guys, tall is one syllable adjective. Old is one syllable adjective. And I told you before what is the meaning of one syllable, two syllables, and three syllables adjectives. So tall, old, long, all of them are one syllable adjectives. How to make comparative form, how to make separative form. So comparatives, we add just er to adjectives. So tall, I say taller. Old, older. Long, longer. But separative, I add est, like tall, tallest. Old, oldest. Long, longest. So what is the difference here between comparative and separative? Yes, here I compare between two persons or two objects. Here more than two or three or more. So here I compare between two persons, like Ali is taller than me, or Ali is taller than Fahad. So here comparing between two persons or two objects, but here tallest more than two or three or more objects, like Ali is the tallest boy in our class. Ali is the tallest boy in our class. So it's called superlative. So look here. Mary is taller than Max. So it's called what? Comparative or superlative here? Yes, it's comparative because we have here comparison between Mary and Max. So two objects or two persons, so it's called comparative. What to do? We have tall, we add er, so Mary is taller than Max. And don't forget to use than. Mary is taller than, smaller than, older than, longer than, shorter than. So Mary is taller than Max. But what about superlative here? Mary is the tallest, the tallest. And don't forget to add the before superlative. So I always say the tallest, the oldest, and the longest. So Mary is the tallest of all the students. So here I compare Mary with all the students. So more, three or more persons here. So I use superlative here. So Mary is the tallest of all the students. Another example, Max is older than John. So guys, we have here, we compare between two objects or two persons, Max and John. Max is 10 years old, John is 8 years old. So Max is older. So I say Max is older than John. Max is older than John. So guys, it's comparative or superlative here? Yes. Max is older, so it's comparative between two objects or two persons. Of the three students, Max is the oldest. So it's superlative here because we have old, the adjective, and est, and we have to use the before the superlative form. So guys, of the three students. So we have a comparison between three students, not two. So it's superlative. Who is the oldest? Who is the oldest here? Yes, Max. Max is the oldest. My hair is longer than your hair. So we have here a comparative because we have my hair and your hair. So we compare between two objects. So I use adjective and add er to adjective. So my hair is longer than your hair. It's comparative, guys. So guys, from the comparative and superlative forms announce syllable adjectives by adding er for comparative and adding est to or for superlative. So to form comparative form, I add er, and to form superlative, I add est. And don't forget to use the before superlative form. So I say the tallest, the oldest, the longest. Max's story, Max's story is the longest story I've ever heard. So guys, it's superlative because I compare here between Max's story and all the stories I have read or I have heard. So guys, here it's superlative. So Max's story is the longest story. So guys, I told you about one syllable adjectives, but what about one syllable adjectives ends with an E, like large? We have E here, so one syllable and it ends with E, and we have wise, wise ends with E. Just add R. So we don't add ER because here large has E, so we have to add just R. So large, larger, wise, wiser. So for one syllable adjectives end with an E, just add R for comparative and add ST for superlative. So here we don't add ER, we just add R, and we don't add EST, no, we add just ST. So Mary's car is larger than Max's car. So anyone, can you tell me, is it comparative here or superlative? Mary's car is larger than Max's car. Is it comparative or superlative and why? Yes, it's comparative form. Why? Because it's a comparison between Mary's car and Max's car. Just two objects. So between two objects, it's called comparative. Three or more, it's called superlative. So Mary's house is the tallest of all the houses on the block. So guys, we compare here between Mary's house and all the houses, so it's superlative. So we use adjectives and we add est. So Mary's house is the tallest of all the houses. Max is wiser than his brother. So it's comparative. Yes, UI. We compare between Max and his brother. So Max is wiser than his brother. What to do? We have wise. We just add R because wise has E here. So Max is wiser than his brother. But Max is the wisest person I know. So it's superlative here. Max is the wisest. But guys, if the one syllable adjectives end with a single consonant, like big, we have G here, it's a consonant. We have N, it's a consonant. And T, it's a consonant. But before the last consonant here, we have a vowel, just one vowel, like big. We have G consonant, I consonant. We have N consonant, sorry, G consonant and I vowel, N consonant and I vowel, and T is a consonant and A is vowel. So if one syllable adjectives, I talk about one syllable adjective, big, thin, fat. We have G consonant and we have I before it, I vowel. N consonant, I vowel, and T consonant and A vowel. What to do? In comparative, we add ER, and in superlative, we add ESC. It's okay, it's clear now, but you have to double the consonant before adding ER or EST. So, what about big? We have big here, bigger. What to do? Yes, BIGGER. So you have to double consonant and biggest. Thin, thinner, thinnest. So we have N, double in here because we have a consonant and vowel before consonant. Fat, fatter, and fattest. So my dog is bigger than your dog. It's a comparative because we have here a comparison between two objects, my dog and your dog. So we use comparative form. So you have to add ER to big, and don't forget to double G because we have vowel before G. My dog is the biggest of all the dogs. So guys, so here it's superlative because we compare between my dog and all the dogs. So we have to use the and adjective and add est. So my dog is the biggest. So it's superlative. Max is thinner than John. So it's comparative here between Max and John. So thinner than John. Max is thinner than John. Of all the students in the class, Max is the thinnest. The thinnest. So it's superlative. It's clear now, guys. Bigger than the biggest. Thinner than the thinnest. Fatter than the fattest. My mother is fatter than your mother. So here we have fat. We have a comparison here between my mom and your mom. So we use adjective and add er. Don't forget to double T here because it's consonant and we have vowel here. Mary is the fattest person I've ever seen. So it's superlative, guys. So to make comparative, we use adjective and add er. So like smaller than, bigger than, thinner than, happier than. So, and in superlative, guys, we use the biggest, the thinnest, and the fattest. What about two-syllable adjectives? I told you about one syllable, but we have two-syllable adjectives like peaceful and pleasant, careful, thoughtful. We have here two-syllable adjectives. You form comparative with more and superlative with most. So guys, peaceful is not short adjectives. It's called long adjective. Again, guys, peaceful is a short adjective or long adjectives. Yes, it's long adjectives, peaceful. So to make comparative, guys, we use comparative between two persons or two objects. We use more. We use more before adjectives. And to make so to form superlative, we use the most peaceful. So guys, here peaceful, more peaceful than, don't forget, and the most peaceful. Pleasant, pleasant, more pleasant than, the most pleasant. Careful, more careful than, so I can say, my friend Ali is more careful than me. My friend is more careful than me. Or I am more careful than my sister. I am more careful than my sister. But I am the most careful in my family. I am the most careful. So thoughtful, more thoughtful than, and the most thoughtful. So guys, peaceful, pleasant, careful, thoughtful, they are not short adjectives. I call them long adjectives because they have two syllables here. So to make comparative, I use more before adjective. Here, don't use er or est because here we have long forms of adjectives. Just use more. So more expensive than, more peaceful than, more beautiful than, and the most beautiful, the most peaceful, like this. So this morning is more peaceful than yesterday morning. So it's comparative. More peaceful than. Max's house in the mountains is the most peaceful in the world. So it's superlative, the most peaceful. Max is more careful than Mike. Max is more careful than Mike. Is it comparative or superlative, guys? Yes, comparative. Of all the taxi drivers, yes, Jack is the most careful. Jack is the most careful. So it's superlative, the most careful, the most interesting, the most beautiful, the most pleasant, the most thoughtful, the most expensive, like this. It's superlative, guys. Jill is more thoughtful than your sister. Jill is more thoughtful than your sister. Or here, Mary is the most thoughtful person I've ever met. But guys, be careful. If the two-syllable adjectives ends with y, like happy, angry, and busy. Happy, angry, busy, they are two syllables, yes, but We have Y here. We have Y at the end here. So what to do? I will use ER to make comparative or to form comparative and EST to form superlative. But don't forget to change Y to I. So I change Y to I and add ER for comparative and add est for superlative, like happy, happier than, and the happiest. So I am happier than my friend. Angry, angrier than, and the angriest. Busy, busier, or busiest. So guys, let's read examples. John is happier today than he was yesterday. So John is happier today than he was yesterday. Happier than, happier than. So Y, change Y to I or into I and add ER. But John is the happiest boy in the world. So it's a superlative, guys. The happiest, the smallest, the tallest, the shortest, the oldest. So like this. Max is angrier than Mary, so it's comparative, angrier than. Of all of John's victims, Max is the angriest. Mary is busier than Max, comparative, and here it's superlative. Mary is the busiest person I've ever met, so it's superlative, the busiest. What about narrow, gentle, and tender? They are two-syllable adjectives, but we have OOW here in narrow, LE, and ER. So guys, if two-syllable adjectives ends in OW, LE, ER, be careful what to do. Yes, we add ER to form comparative form and add est to form superlative form. So we don't use more or most. So narrow, narrower than, and narrowest. Gentle, gentler, and gentlest. Tender, tenderer, and tenderest. So don't use more or most. The roads in this town are narrower than the roads in the city. So narrow here is two-syllable adjectives, and we have OW. So we use ER or to form comparative and EST to form superlative. This road is the narrowest of all the roads in California. So EST, the narrowest. Big dogs are gentler than small dogs. So it's comparative between big dogs and small dogs. So we just add ER. Sorry, here we have ear. We have E here, so you have to just add R. So gentler. Of all the dogs in the world, English Mastiffs are the gentlest. So it's a kind of type of dogs, the gentlest. So it's superlative. So guys, what about adjectives with three or more syllables? It's easy now. Like generous, important, intelligent, expensive, like this. Any adjectives having three or more syllables, we use more for comparative and the most for superlative. Like John is more generous than Jack. So it's comparative between John here and Jack. So more generous than. But John is the most generous of all the people I know. So it's superlative, the most. So like uh, lions are the most dangerous. The most dangerous. Health is more important than money. Yes, health is more important than money. So we compare between health and money. Which is more important? Yes, health is more important than money. Of all the people I know, sportive guys, Max is the most important. Women are more intelligent than men? I don't think so. Women are more intelligent than men. So we have a comparison here, women and men. So guys, what to do? Yes, we use more before adjective, so I say more intelligent than men. So women are more intelligent than men. Mary is the most intelligent person I've ever met. So it's superlative. So guys, for adjectives with three or more syllables, we use more adjective than, more beautiful than, more interesting than, more beautiful than, more dangerous than. And in superlative, I say the most beautiful, the most dangerous, the most expensive, the most intelligent, the most important. So we know the rules now, but we have some exceptions, guys. Be careful with these exceptions. We have good. We don't add er or est, so we have to memorize or we have to save these examples. Like good, I say better than and the best. So I can say I am better than my friend Ali. I am better than. Or I am the best in my class. I am the best in my class. So it's comparative. We have to save these guys. So it's exceptions. You have to save them. Good, better, the best. Bad, worse than the worst. Far, we say further and the furthest. Little, less than the least. Many, more, the most. So guys, we have to save these examples, good, better, and the best. So like, my marks in exam are better than your marks. Or I'm better than my friend Ali, or Ali is the best, or Ali is the worst. Ali is worse than me, or I am better than. So guys, good, better, the best, bad, worse, the worst, far, farther, the farthest, little, less, least, many, more, most. So Italian food is better than American food. So we have to say it's good. Italian food is, but I can't say gooder or more good. No, it's wrong. We use better because it's exception, guys. Italian food is better than American food. My dog is the best dog. My dog is the best dog in the world. My mother's cooking is worse than your mother's cooking. All the students in the class, Max is the worst. Max is the worst. So guys, I told you one syllable, clear. We add er, clearer, clearest. Dark, darker, darkest. Don't forget to use then with comparative, like this room is darker than that room. Or don't forget to use that before is before superlative, like my room is the darkest. But one syllable ending with e, like wise, symbol. Yes, we just add r and we add est. Adjectives end with one vowel and one consonant, like big, fat, thin. What to do? Yes, we double consonant. Yes, two syllables in with y, like busy, merry. Yes, change y to I and add er and est in superlative. Three or more syllables like creative, popular, dangerous, expensive, yes, more plus adjective, more creative, more popular. The most creative, the most popular. Yes, irregular adjectives or exceptions, good, better, best, bad, worse, worst, or better than the best. So guys, let's check your understanding here. We have examples. You have to think with me. A stick knife is than a better knife. So guys, I have to use sharp. Sharp is adjective. What to say? More sharp than or sharper than? Yes. Stick knife is sharper than butter knife. David is the player on the team. Fast, fast. So it's short adjective, guys. So I add er or est. So guys, here is comparative or superlative. David is the oh. Okay, guys, we have the, so we have to add est to short adjective. So David is the fastest. Yes, player in on the team. My drawing is colorful than yours. Yes, it is not short adjective, guys, so my drawing is more colorful than yours. So I add more to adjective because it's superlative. It's comparative here. I think the book we read today is interesting. So guys, interesting here is it short for short adjective or long adjectives? One syllable, two syllables, three or more syllables? Yes, it's long adjective. So in comparative, we add more. So I say more interesting than. In superlative, I say the most interesting. So here, I think the book we read today is than. So it's a comparative here because we have two objects than the one we read yesterday. So guys, I think the book we read today is more interesting. More interesting. Cat is brother colored on the walls. So I can say here, cat is younger brother. So I think or I guess that we have two brothers. So cat is younger brother colored on the walls. Younger brother. So we have warm. This week's temperatures are than last week's. So guys, we have than, so it's a comparative, and warm is short adjective, so we add er. So this week's temperatures are warmer than last week's. That was the difficult. Yes, guys, difficult is long adjective. So we have that, so it's superlative. So what to use? I can say that was the more difficult or the most difficult. Yes, the most difficult. Isn't he the? So it's superlative and nice short form of adjective. So I add est in superlative. So the nicest and the nice we have e. So add just st. So isn't he the nicest little boy you ever met? That was a much challenging. So challenging is long adjective. So I say more challenging or the most challenging. Do you think a snake is slower than an owl? So we have comparison here between snake and owl. So slower than. Snake is slower than an owl. So guys, please help me here. Which is faster? Which is faster? It's comparative here. Cheetah or motorbike? Yes. A motorbike is faster than a cheetah. So, sorry guys. Which is taller? Which is taller? Giraffe or elephant? Taller? Yes, giraffe. So, A giraffe is taller than an elephant. Which is heavier? Which is heavier? Blue whale or bus? Blue whale or bus? Of course, blue whale. So we can say the sentence, blue whale is heavier than a bus. So a blue whale is heavier than a bus. But we have expensive here. Expensive is long adjective, so I use more. Which is more expensive? Which is more expensive? Yes, sports car or jet? Yes, who can tell me the sentence here? Which is more expensive? Yes, jet is, yes, who can help me here? A jet is more expensive than a sports car. So a jet is more expensive than a sports car. So guys, which one is the biggest? Africa, Asia, Europe? The biggest. I think, who can help me? Yes, Africa is the biggest, or Asia is the biggest, or Europe is the biggest. Who can tell me? Yes, Asia is the biggest continent. Which one is the heaviest? I told you here heavy, and I turn or change y to I and add est separative here because we have a comparison between three or more objects. Blue whale, elephant, bus. So which one is the heaviest? Yes. Who can tell me which one is the heaviest? Tell me the sentence now. Yes. The blue whale is the heaviest. So guys, which one is the most expensive? Sportive. The most expensive. Jet, house, helicopter. Yes. The jet is the most expensive. So guys, it's all for today. Don't forget to do your assignment on the school website, and goodbye.